Listen to me because I'm about to talk about something real. Life's hard enough as it is, but every now and then you run into a person who will make it harder. These people, they aren't just difficult or rude, they're evil. I'm not talking about someone who has a bad day. I'm talking about the people who manipulate, deceive, and drain the very life out of you. Let me tell you, you've got to recognize the signs. The earlier you spot them, the sooner you can protect yourself. First, they manipulate. These people have a way of twisting the truth that can leave you confused, frustrated, and questioning yourself. They're skilled at making you doubt your own perceptions and reality, and they know exactly how to play on your emotions. You might hear one thing from them, something that seems sincere, something that sounds like it's coming from a place of truth. But behind your back, they're doing the complete opposite, and they don't even care that you find out. They know how to lie, how to deceive, and how to get away with it. When you finally catch them in their lies, that's when the real manipulation kicks in. They won't take responsibility. They won't admit to what they've done. Instead, they'll turn everything around on you. They'll deny it, and they'll make you feel like you're the one who's misinterpreting the situation. They'll gaslight you, make you question your own sanity. They're masters at it. It's almost like they know exactly what buttons to push to make you second-guess yourself. They'll twist the facts, distort reality, and try to make you feel as though you're overreacting. And you'll start to wonder, am I really losing my mind here? That's the game they're playing. They want to get into your head, confuse you, and leave you feeling vulnerable. It's an act of control, plain and simple. These people don't just lie for the sake of lying. They lie to gain an advantage. They do it to manipulate the situation in their favor. If they can make you question yourself, they can make you believe whatever they want you to believe. They can shape the narrative, control the flow of events, and steer you in whatever direction serves them best. It's not about honesty or integrity. It's about winning at any cost. And the worst part, you'll keep going back to them, trying to make sense of what's happening. You'll look for reasons why they did what they did, trying to justify their behavior or give them the benefit of the doubt. You might even start to think that maybe it's you who's the problem. You start doubting your own instincts, your own judgment. But that's exactly what they want. They don't just want to control the situation, they want to control you. They want you to believe that you need them, that you can't trust yourself without their guidance. This manipulation might not be obvious at first. It might start small, just a little white lie here, a small deception there, but over time these lies accumulate. The more they get away with it, the more they push their boundaries, and the more you start to lose your sense of reality. The manipulation becomes more sophisticated, harder to see. You begin to feel like you're walking on eggshells around them, afraid of confronting them, because you know that any attempt to call them out will just be turned against you. It's a vicious cycle, one that can drain your energy and leave you feeling emotionally exhausted. But the most important thing you need to understand is this: they are playing a game, and you are the pawn. They are constantly trying to manipulate the narrative to keep themselves in control, to make sure they always come out on top no matter the cost. You're not dealing with someone who values honesty, respect, or fairness. You're dealing with someone who sees people as tools to be used. And as long as you allow them to manipulate you, they'll continue to do it. You have to stop letting them. You have to recognize it for what it is and take a stand. Once you see the manipulation for what it is, you have the power to walk away, to protect yourself from the toxic influence they have over you. You don't need their validation. You don't need their lies. You need to trust yourself, your instincts, and your ability to see through the games they're playing. Don't let them continue to twist the truth. Don't let them continue to manipulate you into feeling crazy, into second-guessing your reality. You have control over your own life, and it's time to take it back. Second, they lack empathy. This is one of the clearest signs that you're dealing with someone whose intentions are not just selfish, but deeply harmful. They have no ability to feel for others, no sense of remorse or guilt when they hurt people. When they cause pain, whether it's to you or someone else, it doesn't even register for them. They don't lose a second of sleep. They don't reflect on their actions and how they might affect the people around them. Instead, they move on with their lives as if nothing happened, while the damage they've caused lingers like a shadow over the people they've harmed. This lack of empathy goes beyond the idea of someone being occasionally selfish or inconsiderate. It's something much darker. It's the inability to care about the pain of others, to recognize their humanity. When they hurt someone, whether it's through words, actions, or manipulation, they don't see a person who is suffering. They see an obstacle, a means to an end, or even just an opportunity for amusement. To them, your hurt is inconsequential. And that's what makes their actions so dangerous. They might look you in the eye, offer you a smile, and speak in a way that makes you think they care, but underneath that facade, they are completely indifferent to your feelings. It's all a performance. They're pretending to be human, pretending to connect with you, when in reality they are cold, calculating, and emotionally vacant. You could be crushed under the weight of their words or actions, and yet they would go on about their day as if nothing is wrong. They'll never acknowledge the damage they've done, and even if you try to confront them about it, they will show no genuine remorse. They may act defensive or try to shift blame, but they won't ever truly apologize from a place of understanding. They won't admit that what they did hurt you because in their heart, they don't care. The most chilling part of this is how easy it is for them to disguise their coldness. They might offer you a comforting word, show a friendly gesture, and for a moment you might think they actually care. But all of that is a mask, a way for them to manipulate your perception of them. They use their charm, their smile, and their words to make you feel like they're on your side, but the moment you let your guard down, that mask slips, and the true nature of their indifference shows. They don't feel the weight of their actions because they don't see other people as equals. They see them as tools, as stepping stones for their own agenda. Their heart remains untouched by the suffering they cause. Now, let's talk about how this impacts you. When you are around someone who lacks empathy, you start to question your own feelings. You might begin to feel isolated, like your pain doesn't matter or that you're overreacting. You may feel as though you're the only one who sees the damage they've caused, while everyone else might still be fooled by their charm. But the truth is, this lack of empathy doesn't just harm the person they're hurting, it also chips away at your own sense of self-worth. When someone shows you time and again that they couldn't care less about you, it makes you feel invisible, unimportant, or unworthy of love and respect. These people don't understand the concept of true connection because they're incapable of it. They might have relationships, even friendships, but they are shallow and self-serving. If you're not giving them something they want, they won't hesitate to discard you. The people around them are expendable, and your pain is just a byproduct of their pursuit for control, power, or gratification. There's no humanity left in them, just a cold, calculating need to feed their own desires. And that, my friends, is evil. Not in the sense of dramatic villainy, but in the sense that they lack the most basic human qualities that connect us all: compassion, empathy, and a sense of moral responsibility. Without these, their actions are nothing more than selfish manipulation, leaving a trail of broken hearts and destroyed lives in their wake. You cannot reason with someone who lacks empathy. You cannot change them. All you can do is recognize them for what they are and protect yourself from their heartlessness. Third, they're constant deceivers. Lies, deceit, and manipulation aren't just occasional tactics for them, they're second nature. You'll find that everything they say is tainted with falsehood. It's not that they tell a lie here and there or that they stretch the truth for convenience. No, for these people, lying is like breathing. It comes so naturally to them that they don't even think twice about it. They lie to your face without hesitation, without remorse, and without a second thought about the consequences. It's all part of their strategy to get what they want, and they will stop at nothing to achieve their goals. You can't trust a single word that comes out of their mouth. It doesn't matter how sincere they seem, how much they smile at you, or how convincing their story sounds. There's always a hidden agenda beneath it. They will say whatever they need to say in order to manipulate you, to bend the situation in their favor. They will promise you the world and tell you exactly what you want to hear, but the moment they have what they need, they'll turn around and leave you high and dry without a care in the world. Their words are like empty vessels meant to deceive, meant to control, meant to serve their own selfish purposes. You might start off believing them, even trusting them, because they know how to appear trustworthy. They know how to make you feel like you're the most important person in the room, like you're the only one they're looking out for. They'll weave a story that pulls at your emotions, that makes you believe they're in your corner. But once you start paying closer attention, once you start peeling back the layers, you realize that none of it is real. Everything they said to you was designed to manipulate you into doing what they wanted. They don't care about the truth, they care about getting what they need from you, whether that's your time, your resources, or your trust. And the more they lie, the more they reveal who they really are. At first, you might think they're just an occasional liar, maybe even someone who tells white lies to avoid conflict. But as time goes on, you'll see the pattern. The lies become bigger, more elaborate, and harder to ignore. They'll lie about things that don't even matter just to keep you on your toes, just to keep the control. And with each lie, they expose a little more of their true character. They are manipulative, deceitful, and ultimately untrustworthy. It's not a mistake or an oversight. It's intentional, and it's part of their nature. The problem with dealing with someone who lies constantly is that you start to lose yourself in their web of deceit. You begin to question everything they say, wondering what's true and what's just another fabrication designed to get them what they want. Trust becomes harder to come by, not just with them, but with everyone else around you. The lies create an atmosphere of confusion, where reality becomes blurred and you're left trying to navigate a relationship that is built on a foundation of dishonesty. But here's the thing, the more they lie, the more they expose the emptiness inside them. They might think they're hiding their true selves, but in reality, every lie they tell is a crack in the facade. Every deceitful word they speak is another layer peeled back, revealing their complete lack of integrity. It's not just about the lies they're telling you who they really are. They are people who cannot be trusted, people who see no value in honesty, people who think that manipulation is just a tool to be used to get ahead. They might deceive others into believing there's something they're not, but eventually the truth has a way of slipping through the cracks. You see, a person who lies constantly is a person who is fundamentally dishonest with themselves. They have no regard for truth because deep down they know the truth would expose their flaws, their intentions, and their lack of morals. So they hide behind lies, manipulating others to avoid confronting who they really are. And as they lie, they only make it more obvious to everyone around them that they are nothing more than a person who cannot be trusted. The lies pile up, and eventually the house of cards comes crashing down. You just have to stay strong enough to recognize the pattern and walk away before you become entangled in it. Then there's the toxic energy. You ever been around someone and just felt drained? Like your soul was being sucked right out of you? That's exactly what they do. They don't just walk into a room, they change the whole atmosphere. There's this heaviness in the air when they're near, a sense that something's off, something's wrong, and you can't put your finger on it. It's not just a bad mood or a rough day, they bring chaos wherever they go. You feel it deep in your gut, like you're being pulled into an emotional whirlwind that leaves you exhausted, anxious, and overwhelmed. This toxic energy isn't just a byproduct of their actions, it's intentional. These people feed off negativity, thrive in environments of conflict and strife. When they walk into a room, the energy shifts. They'll say something just to provoke a reaction, or they'll stir the pot with accusations, drama, and blame. You'll notice that almost immediately the air becomes thick, tense, like a cloud of negativity has settled over everything. And you start to feel it. Your heart rate rises, your shoulders tense up, and you find yourself on edge, just waiting for the next bomb to drop. It's not because you're being dramatic. It's because they've created this atmosphere of destruction. They love it. They enjoy seeing people squirm, watching others get upset, because for them it's a way to feel powerful. They can't stand peace, can't stand calm, because it doesn't feed their hunger for control. So they will deliberately disrupt everything around them. They don't care if they hurt people in the process, because it's not about the people. It's about the control. It's about making everyone else bend to their will, making everyone else dance to the tune of their chaos. And the more they can create disorder, the more they feel in charge. What's worse is that they might not even say anything directly. They don't have to. Their mere presence is enough to start the spiral. They might not throw any obvious insults or start a fight, but they will find ways to undermine, to degrade, and to cause problems without anyone noticing. They might make passive-aggressive comments, instigate small arguments, or even just give you that cold, cutting look that leaves you feeling like you're not enough, like you're doing something wrong. It's the subtlety that makes it so dangerous. They don't need to shout or yell, they just need to create a ripple in the water, and before you know it, the whole lake is disturbed. If you feel like everything's falling apart when they're around, it's because it is. It's not a coincidence. You're dealing with someone who thrives on destruction. They will tear down relationships, tear down your confidence, and tear down your peace of mind, all without breaking a sweat. And they'll do it over and over again because the more they see you struggle, the more they see you in turmoil, the more they feel powerful. It's like they're feeding on your energy, draining you bit by bit until you're left feeling empty, exhausted, and confused. And the worst part is that it's contagious. You may have walked into the situation full of optimism, full of hope, with everything in order. But the moment they enter your world, everything starts to unravel. The negativity they bring starts to seep into your own thoughts, your own feelings. You start second-guessing yourself, questioning your actions, wondering if you're the one causing the issues. It's not you, it's them. They've taken your energy, your peace, and replaced it with their toxic chaos. The longer you stay around them, the more it affects you. You'll feel mentally drained, emotionally depleted, and physically worn out. But it's not just about how they affect you, it's about the way they affect everyone else around them too. Relationships begin to fracture, environments begin to crumble, and the longer they're involved, the more destruction they leave in their wake. They will leave you questioning your own worth, your own emotions, and your own peace of mind. And as much as they try to keep you on their level, you need to understand one thing: you don't have to stay there. You don't have to let their toxic energy become your reality. Recognize it, see it for what it is, and don't let them drag you into their storm. Because that's all it is, a storm. And storms pass. Finally, they're self-centered. It's all about them. Everything revolves around their desires, their needs, and their goals. There's no room for anyone else in their world. If they're in your life, it's not because they care about you, not because they value you, it's because they see you as a means to an end. They don't see you as a person with your own hopes, dreams, and emotions. They see you as a tool to be used, a stepping stone on their path to success. They'll take what they need from you and discard you without hesitation when you've outlived your usefulness. These people don't believe in mutual respect or kindness. They only believe in what benefits them, in what serves their agenda. They will act friendly, charming, and sweet when it suits them, but underneath all that lies a cold, calculating individual who is only interested in what they can get from you. If they think they can gain something by being around you, by pretending to care, they'll do it. But the moment they have what they want, the moment they've used you to get where they need to be, they'll drop you like you were never important in the first place. You might not see it at first. In the beginning, they might even seem like the kind of person who is always there for you, who listens to your problems and offers support. But once they've gotten what they need from you, you'll see the true colors. They won't hesitate to walk away when you're no longer of value to them. They don't feel guilty and they don't feel remorse. To them, people are just objects, things to be manipulated, things to be used for their own selfish purposes. The second you become a liability or no longer serve a purpose in their gain, you'll be tossed aside, forgotten. The worst part? They'll never look back. They don't care if you're left broken, hurt, or betrayed. To them, you were just another pawn to be sacrificed in the name of their success. They won't feel bad about stepping on you to climb higher. They don't see the damage they cause because their focus is always on their own gain. The only thing that matters to them is what they can get from the world and the people in it, and if they have to walk all over you to get there, so be it. They'll make it look like it was your fault. They'll make it seem like you were the one who failed them. even though they were the ones who used you up and tossed you aside. These people will take advantage of any situation, any relationship, as long as it gives them an upper hand. They'll pretend to be your friend. They'll tell you what you want to hear, and they'll act like they care about your feelings only to turn around and stab you in the back the moment it serves them. They know exactly how to manipulate, how to twist the truth, and how to get you to do what they want, all while making you feel like you're the one in control. But the truth is, they're always the one pulling the strings. You're just a puppet in their game. Never forget this: you are not the priority to these people. They don't see you as an equal, as someone worthy of respect or love. You're a tool, and once you've outlived your usefulness, they'll move on without hesitation, without a second thought. They will discard you, and they will do it with a clear conscience, because to them you were never more than a means to an end. They will use, abuse, and discard people in this way over and over again, and the sad truth is that they don't care who they hurt in the process. So remember, when you're dealing with someone like this, you're not in a relationship. You're not in a friendship. You're just another piece in their game, a pawn they'll move around as they please. And they will never, ever hesitate to sacrifice you for their own gain. Recognize it, accept it, and walk away before they leave you in ruins. In conclusion, dealing with an evil person is no small matter. These individuals are manipulative, devoid of empathy, constant deceivers, energy vampires, and self-centered to their very core. They have a way of twisting the truth, making you doubt your own judgment, and manipulating situations to serve their own ends. They lack any true sense of remorse when they harm others, because to them, the world revolves around their needs and no one else matters. They will lie, cheat, and deceive without a second thought, only to further their own selfish goals, and in the process they leave destruction in their wake. These people thrive on negativity and chaos. Wherever they go, they bring turmoil, and if you're not careful, they'll suck the life right out of you. Their toxic energy will leave you drained, anxious, and questioning your own peace of mind. But it's important to realize that this toxicity is not something you have to accept. You don't have to let their storm become your reality. You don't have to remain in their orbit, allowing them to strip you of your energy and sense of self. What's even worse is their self-centeredness. They see everyone around them as mere tools to be used, manipulated, and discarded once they've served their purpose. If it benefits them to step on you, they will. If it means using you to get ahead, they won't hesitate to do it. And when they're done, when they no longer need you, they'll leave without a second thought. The emotional and mental toll they take on you doesn't even register with them. It never did. Because for them, it's always been about their own needs, their own desires. You were never more than a means to an end. So what can you do when faced with such a person? First, recognize who they truly are. Don't be fooled by their charm or their lies. Don't let their toxic behavior seep into your own life and drain you. Understand that their self-serving nature will never change. The only way to protect yourself is to distance yourself from them. Draw a clear line, and when they cross it, walk away. Don't let them manipulate you, deceive you, or use you for their own selfish gain. You are not a tool for anyone's gain. You deserve respect, kindness, and genuine connection. Don't waste your time trying to fix or change someone who has no interest in changing themselves. The sooner you recognize the signs of an evil person, the sooner you can take the necessary steps to remove them from your life. Your peace, your well-being, and your happiness are worth more than any relationship that is built on manipulation and deceit. Remember, you don't have to be a victim of someone else's darkness. You have the power to protect yourself, to walk away, and to live your life free from the weight of their toxic influence. Keep your head high, trust your instincts, and never let anyone dim your light. Because at the end of the day, you are the one who gets to decide who deserves a place in your life and who doesn't. So what do you do when you recognize these signs? You walk away, you cut them off no matter how hard it is. You protect yourself because you deserve peace. You deserve people who lift you up, not drag you down. Don't waste a second on someone who's out to break you. Remember, this evil isn't always loud, it's not always obvious, but when you know what to look for, you won't miss it. You'll see the signs and you'll have the strength to walk away. Thank you.